Where it's really popular even today, in a way? Like, say you'd have, like, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, even Magic the Gathering, and even D&D. Like, one of my friends, he's even, like, doing a D&D group. I might try to get some of those. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about Beyblades. I kind of do. What were they? Well, the Beyblades were, like, when were they started? Like, when did this all start? Because my basic understanding of them was, like, it was a top, you'd, like, rip and go, Beyblade, let it rip! And all that stuff, and then it would spin around, and then the top would attack someone else, the top, I guess? Well, what is it? Actually, when did they all start? Well, it was started in manufacturing in 1999, but it started to go, like, say, this is popular. So it started to increase in 2001. And then, then they'd have releasing of games and a cartoon series. And, yeah. So what actually is Beyblade? Well, it's a modification of Boligima. And it has it has a thin cord, top, and canvas fabric with a matte material. And the spin period determines the winner. So, the idea of this came from China to Japan. Takora Tomy Company in Japan introduced the play with metallic fusion and technical patterns. So yeah, some of them would have like little like designs on them, honestly. And like looking back, I actually kind of remember them. Like they were like say, like I was like in Boy Scouts. I remember like say some folks would have them, and all that. They would be like, I think like it was even like when the Scoutmaster said like say, hey, stop what you're doing right now, and all that. So Beyblade was, a lot of things, like like a lot of things at the time of the 2000s. This was actually apparently influenced by Pokemon. So basically, Atoka and Kai are represented in red and blue colors. Hudson is also introduced the Beyblade game and Pokemon games in the period. And eventually, like, say, after this, like, say, well, this is interesting. Beyblade would later, like, go from, like, like, video games and a cartoon to eventually, like, fighting tournaments and manga. Also known as Bakudan, Shoot Blade. And, yeah, like, it would be, like, folks would, like, have, like, different versions of it. Apparently, this was, like, apparently people could, like, destroy tubs with it because that was one way they would play with it. How many Beyblades are there? Well, like, they have, like, different models, but they're not identical. There are four, apparently, basic, types of them. Whether it's attack, defense, balance, and stamina. And, yeah, I find this a bit weird. Also because I'm feeling say, this is a top. So, what the player can do is they can choose the one according to preferences. And the attack Beyblade is quite destructive and hits opponents. Defense is designed to neutralize the impacts. And the stamina and balance Beyblades target the performance and period of spinning on the floor. I'm wondering, like, say, I wonder if this would be, if you could be able to do this. Could you test the difference between all these in a way? Like, like, I've seen, like, videos at times of different products and all that stuff. You could be able to tell the difference. So, it started to trend in 2002, 2005, and it sold millions of units. Heck, there was even metal and versions of them, and like as it would change, like evolutions of it. So apparently, the idea of this is, especially when you're trying to play, it's kind of simple, I suppose. The rules are quite defined, and the scoring and gameplay are not difficult. So the objective is achieve 7 or more points before others. Apparently there's also a method. The players will shoot while pulling the bay launcher and the bay stadium. The battle ends right after the bay stops. So basically, I'm guessing if whoever is last person standing, I guess, scoring, and you get the score when your Beyblades stay on the base stadium for a relatively long period, and touching the opponent also gives your opponent 1 score. Similarly, touching the base stadium will help your opponent win 3 points. And like out of curiosity, what is the oldest one of Beyblade that is has been made? Well, the oldest is an Ultimate Dragon, and it was released in 1999. It primarily had 3 parts: spinning top and dual combating layers. I'm gonna be honest, like, I didn't really actually know all this, honestly. This is, and I'm like, not a female, this is interesting. When, like, originally when I just thought about Beyblades, all I really knew beforehand was that, like, hey, they were just tops that were very colorful. You just pull them back and all that. And, like, there was, like, a lot of, like, say, yeah, continue spinning and all that. Yeah. I feel like, say, if I think maybe I had one of these. I can't run. No, I perhaps played with them at least 1 point. But did you ever get the chance to play with these? Did you ever go to a tournament with them? What's your thoughts? See you next time.